Want to know a secret? People have short attention spans, it's true. We're bombarded with information all day long. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, our brains are constantly processing data from various sources. Social media, emails, news updates, and even advertisements on the streets. It's a never-ending stream of content. So how do you stand out? In a world where everyone is vying for attention, how do you make sure your message doesn't get lost in the noise? It's a challenge, but not an insurmountable. How do you make someone stop scrolling and actually listen? It's all about creating that moment of intrigue, that split second where they decide to pause and give you their attention. The answer is simple: a killer opening. Just like a great book or movie, the beginning needs to captivate the audience. It needs to promise something valuable, something worth their time. Think of it like a fishing lure. Fishermen use lures and the more attractive the lure, the better the chances of catching something. It needs to be shiny, intriguing, and irresistible. Your opening line or visual should have the same effect. It should draw people in and make them want to know more. A bold statement, a surprising statistic, or a question that piques their curiosity. These are your secret weapons. They create a sense of urgency and interest. For example, you could start with, "Did you know that the average person spends 5 hours a day on their phone?" This not only grabs attention but also makes the viewer think about their own habits. See? You're already hooked, aren't you? That's the power of a compelling opening. It sets the stage for everything that follows. The key is to make that first impression count. Just like a firm handshake or direct eye contact, your opening should convey confidence and importance. Capture their attention from the get-go, and they'll be more likely to stick around for what you have to say next. Once you've got them interested, it's much easier to keep them engaged. So remember, the first few seconds are crucial. Make them count and you'll have a captivated audience eager to hear more. Everyone loves a good story. It's in our DNA. From ancient times when our ancestors gathered around fires to share tales of their hunts and adventures, to modern days where we binge-watch series and devour novels, stories have always been a fundamental part of human experience. Stories have the power to transport us to different worlds, evoke emotions, and most makers want to know what happens next. They can make us laugh, cry, and even inspire us to take action. Whether it's a gripping thriller, a heartwarming romance, or an inspiring biography, stories captivate our imagination and keep us engaged. Weaving stories into your content is like adding a touch of magic. It transforms ordinary information into something memorable and impactful. When you tell a story, you create a connection with your audience, making them feel like they're part of the journey. Instead of simply stating facts, paint a picture with your words. Describe the sights, sounds, and emotions involved. Use vivid imagery and descriptive language to bring your story to life. This not only makes your content more engaging, but also helps your audience to better understand and remember the information you're sharing. Let your audience visualize the scene, connect with the characters, and feel invested in the outcome. When people can see themselves in the story, they are more likely to be moved by it and to remember it long after they've heard it. For example, instead of saying learning a new language can boost your career, try this. Imagine Sarah, a young professional who was terrified of job interviews. She would get so nervous that she could barely speak, let alone impress a potential employer. Sarah was terrified of job interviews. She would spend sleepless nights worrying about the questions she might be asked and how she would respond. Her anxiety was so overwhelming that it affected her performance, and she missed out on several opportunities. But after learning Spanish, she aced her dream job interview with a company based in Madrid. The process of learning a new language not only gave her a valuable skill, but also boosted her confidence. She walked into the interview room with her head held high, ready to showcase her abilities, and guess what? She got the job. See the difference? The story makes it personal, relatable, and far more engaging. It turns a simple statement into a compelling narrative that resonates with the audience. They can see Sarah's journey, feel her struggles, and celebrate her success. It's a subtle but powerful way to keep your audience hooked. By incorporating stories into your content, you can capture their attention, hold their interest, and leave a lasting impression. The next time you want to convey a message, remember the magic of storytelling. Now it's time to get your audience involved. Remember, engagement is key. When your audience feels involved, they are more likely to stay attentive and retain the information you're sharing. This interaction can transform a passive experience into an active one, making your content more memorable and impactful. One of the best ways to do this is by asking questions. Questions can serve as a bridge between you and your audience, creating a two-way dialogue that fosters a deeper connection. They can also stimulate curiosity and encourage critical thinking early on in your content. Pose a question that directly relates to your topic and encourages your audience to share their thoughts. This initial engagement sets the tone for the rest of your presentation, making it clear that their input is valued and essential. This could be anything from a simple "what do you think" to a more complex inquiry that challenges their understanding. The key is to make the question relevant and thought-provoking to a more specific question related to your story or example. Tailoring your questions to the content ensures that the discussion remains focused and meaningful. For instance, after sharing the story about Sarah, you could ask, "Have you ever learned a new skill that unexpectedly opened doors for you?" This not only makes the story more relatable, but also invites your audience to reflect on their own experience. Asking questions not only makes your audience feel like they're part of a conversation, but it also encourages them to think more deeply about the topic at hand. This deeper engagement can lead to more meaningful discussions and a richer understanding of the subject matter. But it also gives you valuable insights into their perspectives and experiences. It's a win-win. By understanding your audience's viewpoints, you can tailor your content to better meet their needs and expectations, making your presentation more effective and impactful. So don't hesitate to ask questions and invite your audience to share their thoughts. It's a powerful tool for creating a dynamic and engaging experience. Want to keep the conversation flowing? Use clever tactics to encourage even more comments. Think of it as comment bait, irresistible prompts that are just begging for a response. Here are a few ideas. Polls and quizzes. Do you think learning a new language is easy or difficult? Vote now. Fill in the blank prompts. The most challenging part of learning a new language for me would be debates and discussions. Some people think learning online is better than in person. What do you think? By creating these opportunities for interaction, you're turning passive readers into active participants. And that's how you build a truly engaged audience. Nobody wants to read something that feels like a chore. Your content should be enjoyable, even if you're talking about a serious topic. Inject your writing with humor, personality, and a dash of lightheartedness. Use emojis, spare me, tell jokes, and don't be afraid to show your human side. For example, you could say, "Learning a new language can feel like climbing a mountain, but trust me, the view from the top is amazing." Remember, people are drawn to positivity and enthusiasm. Let your passion for the topic shine through, and your audience will be swept up in your excitement. The cliffhanger. Leave them wanting more. Remember those old TV shows that ended on a cliffhanger just before the commercial break? They knew what they were doing. Leaving your audience wanting more is a surefire way to keep them coming back for more. At the end of a section or chapter, tease what's coming up next. Create a sense of anticipation and excitement. For example, you could say, "But that's not all. In the next section, I'll reveal the one secret weapon that will make learning any language a breeze. You won't want to miss it." By creating a sense of intrigue and anticipation, you're giving your audience a reason to stick around and see what happens next. Don't be afraid to tease. Think of yourself as a master chef, carefully revealing the ingredients of a delicious dish. You wouldn't give away the entire recipe at once, would you? Similarly, you can tease your audience by hinting at exciting information or upcoming surprises without giving everything away. This creates a sense of mystery and piques their curiosity. For example, "I'm about to share a language learning tip so effective it's practically cheating, but don't worry, it's totally ethical." This tactic keeps your audience engaged and eager to learn more, like a delicious secret waiting to be unveiled. Rewards and recognition fuel the fire. Everyone likes to feel appreciated, right? Acknowledging your audience and rewarding their engagement is crucial for building a loyal following. Respond to comments, answer questions, and give shout-outs to your most active followers. Consider hosting contests, giveaways, or Q&A sessions exclusively for your engaged audience. By showing your audience that you value their time and participation, you're fostering a sense of community and encouraging them to stay engaged. The grand finale. Until next time, as you wrap up your content, don't just fade to black. End with a bang. Summarize your key takeaways, reiterate your call to action, and leave your audience with a lasting impression. For example, so there you have it, the secrets to captivating your audience. Now go out there and create something amazing. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Remember, your goal is to create a memorable experience that leaves your audience wanting more. By following these tips, you'll be well on your way to becoming a master of engagement.